have such sights to show you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Four Dead Losers podcast. We are the Four Dead Losers. I'm Ramiro.
Adam. Justin.
And we have Jordan.
Again.
Welcome back. Cue sound effects.
Yay.
Yeah, do the cheer. Yeah, part two. Part two.
I think Jordan might be more permanent than at first anticipated, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead today. What are we talking about? Today we're talking about viewer request, Willy's Wonderland. How exciting. Cue the yay again.
No, actually, better yet, can we cue the theme song?
We'll get
copyright.
No, copyright.
Can't sing the song. Okay. Copyright strike. No, I don't know.
First strike on Willy's.
Yeah.
Not spoiler thoughts, Adam. What did you think?
It's a solid movie, man. Like, it's definitely a comedy horror. I just really like it. It's a good time. You can sit and watch it and just I don't know, like, it's one of those, like, not that it's bad, so bad it's good. It actually has, like, pretty good things in it. And it's just interesting because, like, Nicolas Cage, like, he just makes the movie, and the movie is written in just such a fun way that it's just a great movie. I don't know how to explain it, but I would say, my rating, I would subjectively give it like an easy 9.5 out of 10. Objectively, I'd probably give it like a 7.5, but that's only because there's a couple of things I didn't like that I felt like took away from the movie that could have maybe made it a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay. Justin, not spoiler thoughts. What did you think?
Yeah, I also like this movie a lot. It's pretty good. But unlike Adam, I think it's one of those movies that's like so bad that it is good. Like, it's a terrible movie. But no, it's cool. Like, you get to see Nicolas Cage be like a badass, right? Like, he just,
yeah,
he's the whole movie. It's really good. But I do agree with everything Adam just said. It is a really good movie. It's fun, comedic horror, and like, it knows exactly what it wants to be. So I like that a lot about it. Subjective rating, I'd probably say the same thing, like a 9, 9.5. Objective, I guess it depends on what you're going for. If you're going in expecting like an actual horror movie, it's probably going to be like a 3, 2.
Yeah.
Anything like that. If you're going for a comedy, it's going to be a little bit higher, probably. But overall, like, objectively, it's going to probably be an average movie to most people. But if you're really into that kind of campy style, then yeah, you're definitely going to give that thing like a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, that's fair. Jordan, not spoiler thoughts. What did you think?
This is the second movie in a row where, like, this is the first time I've seen it. So I will say I feel like I'm being overly critical because I'm going into it, like, being kind of harsh on it. I think Nicolas Cage carried the whole movie.
Yeah,
he really did. Yeah, he
I
really
think you
did.
take Nicolas Cage out of it.
I thought the animatronics did pretty good. I like the animatronics. They did pretty good.
I do think that was good. There was a couple, like, I mean, we'll get to it. There was a couple weird filming styles, and like, a lot of it's in like this super like ultra HD. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of like the actual filmography, but
yeah,
I'd probably say a 5 out of 10, like a medium, a neutral.
Average movie.
Not according to Adam, that's not an average.
Better than Killer Clowns. I agree. I think it's better than Killer Clowns too.
More enjoyable.
Yeah, I would say that for sure.
That's fair. Non-spoiler thoughts for myself. So the first time I watched this movie, we saw it back in, what was it, 2021 or something like that. And watching a movie with Adam is like its own kind of
experience.
Because there's a lot of like, bruh, and like just stuff like that. Watching the movie without Adam and just like on my own, I think I heavily agree with what Jordan is saying, that it's just like I really did want to like this movie, and I saw what they were aiming for and stuff like that. The second time around, it just didn't hit for me, to be real. Like, I think for me, it's probably like a 4.5 out of 10.
That's
like,
crazy.
It just didn't jive. Nicolas Cage was amazing. And I understand like what they're going for, right? It's supposed to be a comedy movie first and then a horror.
Parody of FNAF.
Yeah, it's a parody of so FNAF, for those of y'all who aren't in the know, is Five Nights at Freddy's.
But it was better
It
than
was
Five
better. It
Nights
was
at
better. It was
Freddy's,
better
so I
than
don't even
Five
know
Nights
how
at
to.
Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a parody of Willy's Wonderland, for being honest.
I'm gonna be the unpopular one and say Five Nights at Freddy's.
No!
Oh
I need to rewatch it.
No, you don't even need to rewatch it. You watched it once, and I was like, I think I turned it off. I was like, bro, this movie's trash. This movie's so bad. Like, what?
It was pretty bad.
I'm gonna request that movie on this one.
So the don't comment.
I'm gonna delete the comment. And then not only that, I'm gonna shadow ban you.
Shadow ban. Oh yeah, the second time around just didn't do it for me. Which is fine. If you disagree with me, that's okay. Go ahead and leave a comment saying how wrong I am, or saying how right they are. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and get to the spoiler section of the video. So if you haven't seen Willy's Wonderland, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. So that way you can find us again later on. If you don't want to be spoiled, if you do want to be spoiled, you can still do that anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. This is your spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the movie opens up and it has basically like a TV and it's showing like the whole birthday song that they sing at the Willy's Wonderland. It's pretty catchy, honestly.
Yeah.
And then we go into two people that are like terrified for their life, right? And then we get
down
like
the hallway.
yeah, they're running down the hallway. Is like this long, dark, goddamn hallway for no freaking reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
And their
it's
shirts are all
stock
bloody.
horrors. That's
They did all like the
Tropes,
Dutch tilts,
the
Dutch tilts, the weird camera angles, all that stuff. It was cool. I mean, I kind of liked the way it was filmed right here. I thought it was really, I mean, it was kind of being a parody of what it was, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
It was a little creepy too, not knowing.
And they're running around and they have blood all over their shirts. You can see that. I think they make it like towards the main dining area or something like that. And the man, he gets like pulled away. We don't see what's pulling him, but we see him like being dragged. And then the woman, she like, we don't, the camera's more like the Evil Dead where we're following the wind. And then she's getting beaten up by this wind.
Yeah, it's like the lights are flashing, like almost like exploding, almost like the headlights, not headlights, but the spotlights for the stage for the thing. But it make it seem like it's almost like every time the spotlight pops, she's getting like punched, like, and like they don't even show anything right hitting. It's just like her, just like doing this.
I did not like they do that in another scene later on, and I did not like that film style. I hate that. Weird, like, what is it? I don't even know what it's called. The Weeknd does it in one of his music videos too, where it's like filmed right there. Yeah, exactly. I hate that. I hate that film style so much.
So this woman's getting beat the crap out of, and then we see like this, it zooms in on a door, right? And we see this little girl, she's peeking through the crack of a door or something like that. And then the shot goes to the TV, the woman screams, and then there's blood splattered on the TV.
And showing the dancing animatronics, which is like basically the things from Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah. And then we cut to a car that's driving way faster than it needs to down this one-lane road. And
Country road.
Back roads.
And the credits are rolling. Okay, cool. And then a tire gets blown out, right? Of this.
All of his
car.
tires. No, all of his tires get blown out.
The road spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the driver gets out to take a look at what's going on, and we see that it's the road spikes. And it's Nicolas Cage. Woo!
And he puts them in his trunk. I thought that was odd. I never noticed that either. Like, he just like, oh, this popped my tires. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in my trunk. Like what? Like what was the? I don't understand.
Never comes up again, right? It just
no. It does get brought. Oh, not him putting it in there, but the idea that
the spikes. Yes, the trap does.
No, they do give them. I'll mention later. No, they do bring it up one more time, and I think they do transfer it at some point because they talk about it. It's a dialogue piece.
Oh, never mind.
Which again, I didn't catch because the first time I watched it, I was just enjoying the beauty of it.
Yeah. So Nicolas Cage, he opens his trunk and we see that he has like a crap ton of his punch soda.
It's like energy drink. I think it's like an energy drink. I don't think they ever specify, but I'm pretty sure it's an energy drink.
I was wondering. I didn't know if it was like alcohol.
I think it's an energy drink because he gives it to the kid at some point later in the movie.
You can give soda to a kid?
It was soda. I thought it was soda. No,
I think it was.
It said pop on it. No,
I don't know. I just know
it's like
grape
punch. But usually punch, you're thinking you're gonna get a kick. So energy, it's energy.
Did they like run out of the art budget for those, by the way?
Yeah.
Like everything else is so nice.
What's the pop?
Put the font on it.
Yeah. And it had like a lightning bolt. It looked like almost.
Could have been.
I think it's an energy.
Was it a soda can?
I'm pretty sure it's an energy drink.
In a soda can?
Energy drinks come in metallic cans.
But it was like in the shape of a soda can. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
have energy
You see
drinks
Red Bull. You see Red Bull. It's kind of like cylindrical.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. This one was like
All
a
cans are
stereotypical.
cylindrical.
Well, you know. That.
No, I don't know.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But then, like, Nicolas Cage, he makes a phone call. We never hear him say anything. And then, like, the camera kind of goes, like, a little bit of a above shot, and we can see the shadows move, so we know that hours have passed.
Oh, yeah, it's quick, too. It's, literally shadow on the right to shadow on the left.
Those time lapses. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't even look like it didn't look like he was time lapse. It was kind of just like I don't
Yeah,
know.
they made him stand there perfectly still for like 5 hours. They're like, don't move. Nicolas Cage.
You're fired.
This will be beautiful.
He did it for the meme. And then a tow truck shows up to come get Nicolas Cage, and the driver, his name is Jed, or is it Jeb?
I think it's Jed.
I think you're right. And he's just making all this small talk, and this entire time
He gets a big old beef jerky.
Yeah, the big old beef
It's
jerky.
supposed to look like a cigar or something, right? But it's just.
Well, I think he just chewing on it, which is odd. Because I'm like, at a certain point, you're gonna eat it. So I don't know. We never. It just always is the same.
It's like,
way.
yeah,
Like it was beef jerky.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
beef jerky. It was just a
beef
big old
jerky.
beef jerky.
Yeah, big old beef
Yeah.
jerky. It was
Yeah.
like the Randy Savage size beef jerky. You seen those at Slim Jims?
Yeah.
The Savage size ones. Those things are like this thick, They're like this round. I was like one of those together.
Yeah.
And he's just talking up a storm right the whole time. And what does he tell you? He's like, "Oh, you're one of them silent types, huh?"
Yeah, don't like to look back, always forward and stuff like that.
And then he just keeps talking.
Yeah,
he
he
just
just keeps talking.
Yeah, I think it looked like Nicolas Cage was about to say something because he turns his head and then he's like, "Yeah, no, you probably don't say anything much." And he's just like,
The entire time he's looking at him like that.
Yeah,
like
no,
angry
by the way,
face.
you don't see Nicolas Cage's eyes. It's just sunglasses. He has not taken these sunglasses off yet. Dark sunglasses, just him face, just staring at him, just talking.
Just neutral the whole time.
No, not even neutral. It's almost like mad. Neutral is like
Stern.
Stern, yeah, Stern would be a good one.
They pass a sign for whatever city they're in, but on the sign it has home of Willy's Wonderland or something like that.
Hayville, right?
There you go. There you go.
A sticker that's on it. And then we cut to a shot of a teenager. Her name is Liv. And she's, did I miss something?
Yes. So one of the dialogue that before they get to that was I thought this was funny too. Was he mentioned he's like, "Oh, so I guess you found the sheriff's zigzags," and he kind of turns and he's like, "Yeah, some kids stole it out of the sheriff's car a couple weeks ago. Well, I guess you ended up finding them." And he turned and took off his glasses and he had the most pissed off look. He was like, "What did you just say?" But didn't actually say anything. And I thought that was important because said sheriff is who we're going to run into here in a second. Then it goes to the
yeah. So it goes to a teenager. Her name is Liv, and she's pouring gasoline all over Willy's, the outside of it. And she gets ready to set it on fire. As she's lighting up her lighter, she gets arrested by
you hear
the sheriff.
Boo! And she's like, "Oh, dang it!"
By Sheriff Lund or Lud, Lund.
Yeah,
It's ugly.
This is when that. First of all, that's one of the angles that I hated. When she's throwing gasoline.
The low angle.
Yeah, right? But a lot of this, before they actually get where they're going later on, a lot of this really bright lighting is super orange tinted.
Yeah, I noticed that. Even in the intro, it was really orange.
It was giving straight to YouTube films.
Oh, I know what you mean.
It has this
That's-
orange.
yeah.
Filter. I don't know.
I know exactly what you mean.
It felt like a creative choice.
I got more of how in movies and different media, whenever they're in Mexico, they shift the light to yellow.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is true because it is kind of like a desert-ish landscape.
Yeah.
That's
in
what I
in
got,
a country
but-
town though, that's crazy.
in the country.
In a country town.
It's in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, I know. They chose that filter.
That's besides the point. And then so let's see.
They
So
basically
then
cut to the trailer park at that point.
they cut to the trailer park. Liv is essentially being taken out of the car by Sheriff Lund, and a tow truck drives by, and the tow truck and the cop are talking about whatever, right? But as they're talking, their dialogue gets muted out,
And he's
and Liv is just staring at.
they have a
Nicolas
weird
Cage.
stare exchange. It's just him with the glasses looking head tilt, and she's just dead set staring at him. I thought that was kind of
This is probably the weirdest interaction, the whole movie, the whole whatever they have going on.
Yeah, that was very.
It was weird.
So the reason why we keep saying Nicolas Cage instead of his name is because his character's name is
The janitor. Yeah,
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the janitor.
I didn't realize that until the end because
Yeah.
I kept looking at my notes, Nicolas Cage, and I thought he has to have a character.
No, it's the
No, it's
janitor.
the janitor.
The janitor.
He's a janitor the entire time. But yeah, so they stare at each other for like a minute, and then they just take off, whatever. So Lund takes Liv into the trailer house, and she cuffs her to like a radiator
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
pole.
radiator.
what does Liv
She's
say?
like, what if I need to use the restroom? He's like, there's a bucket and there's almonds on the like countertop or something, like just loose nuts or something. He's like, what?
Oh,
Yeah, and then she takes off. Basically, like,
And she's like, I hate you. Like
Yeah.
stock.
yeah,
What is it? Angsty teen.
angsty teen. And what does Lund say? Oh, I love you too, or whatever.
Yeah.
All angry as she leaves.
I didn't realize they were like family at this point, or like acquainted.
I assume they
Yeah.
were acquainted at some point because she literally like went inside the trailer and just handcuffed her in
I was
there.
like, this sheriff really just like
Yeah, it's just like randomly, just all
we
right.
don't believe in jail.
Yeah, I just
I'll pick up your
random
radiator.
radiator. Like,
That's funny. And then we cut to Jed. Yeah, so his name is Jed. The guy who's the tow truck driver. He takes the janitor's car to his shop, and like he's doing whatever, checking it out. And we get a shot of like a desk that has a bunch of missing person like
yeah.
posters and stuff like that all over it.
First ominous sign.
Mm-hmm.
Cue the YouTube sound effects.
Yeah.
This dramatic. Like,
There's the dun dun dun.
there's like sound effects every time we
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. And then Jed says that he'll fix everything on the car, so all 4 broken tires and I think like some sensor or something.
It's $1,000 to fix, and then he pulls out like because at this point the car is nice. By the way, we didn't describe the car. It's like
Mustang.
it's a nice Mustang. It's souped out. Like I mean, it has all the bells and whistles. And so of course he just pulls out his wallet and pulls out a credit card, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, no credit cards." And then he's like, "Cash only." And then he looks and he sees an ATM machine, and the ATM machine is like, "Oh, that ATM machine don't work. The town never got internet. We were supposed to.
That's so
but we never did."
what? Like what?
Yeah, the town never got internet. So he has an ATM
That's a crazy.
at his
line.
shop, but they don't have internet.
That's a crazy.
So he can't use the ATM. So why is the ATM there if they don't have internet?
They lost it.
It's funny.
So basically, yeah, it's cash only, and I think that's where he basically is like, well, you can work for it if you want, like kind of really weird like
Yeah.
proposition. And then basically he gets on the phone to talk to your boy Ted McAdoo, which is basically Doug
Ted.
Dimmadome of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
That's what I was thinking.
I was
Text.
saying, isn't it text?
Oh yeah,
Because it's
Text. That's right.
like text like the state.
Yeah, Text.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like
Text.
the
Sorry, I think
state.
autocorrect would put Ted on mine, but
fine.
Text. Yeah, but he wears like the entire Doug Dimmadome outfit.
Yeah.
He has the white hat and the
He has a, what is it? The specific
bolo
tie.
tie,
The
the
bolo
bolo tie, and then they basically cut back to what is it, Willys at that point.
So they show up, right?
Yeah. So basically, they're outside of Willy's, and Tex is giving him the rundown, right? Basically saying to the janitor that if he cleans the restaurant overnight, doesn't even have to be the whole thing, right? Like if you just work and clean the restaurant, then I'll pay for your repair. Which is like, okay, cool. And then we get a shot of Nicolas Cage dramatically looking into the Willy's Wonderland sign. Yeah.
And even it shows like words. It does the ominous thing, right, where he's looking from it. It's like "Good luck, kid." Oh no, sorry, that's not what it says. It says, what did it say? The graffiti was like child killer.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that.
Hell's Gate, something like
yeah,
that, right?
It's just like some
Gates of Hell.
outrageous stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
basically like signifying that bad things happened here, and he just kind of looks at it. And then the ominous one was from Jed, where he's like, "Well, good luck, kid." Like obviously something like, "Why would I need luck to just clean a bandit or
Yeah.
basically
Oh, you know what?
Chuck E. Cheese?"
Forgot to mention this really quick. The reason why Tex supposedly wants it cleaned is because he's planning on reopening the restaurant.
Reopen the
yeah.
restaurant. Yeah.
So they go inside to have like a little bit of a tour, and on there we get a TV, and it introduces each of the animatronics. So we have Willy the Weasel, we have Artie the Alligator, Siren Sarah, Cammy the Chameleon. Sorry,
The clam.
yeah, her face looks like a clam.
Yeah, it looks ugly.
But Cammy the Chameleon, Gus Gorilla, Nighty Night, Ozzy the Ostrich, and Tito the Tortuga.
The Tortuga, yeah. Tito the Tortuga.
And he only spoke in Spanish, and it was like they hired the guy that dubs all the Spanish over the voiceovers for all the movies.
There's like 20 of them. I didn't realize there was gonna be like 20 animatronics.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Eight.
Whole 8 of them.
And so they have like the whole birthday song going on, and Tex starts singing along with
Yeah,
them.
which I thought was weird that the TV was on and they start like the
Yeah.
TV's on in this abandoned place and it's just singing "It's your birthday."
And Nicolas Cage like gives Tex like the death stare or whatever.
Mhm.
And then they walk around some more. They walk to the stage, and all the animatronics look like dog shit, right? Like they're covered in what we would find out later, I guess, is blood, but they're just all dirty.
Mhm.
And then Tex gives them a reason why they closed, basically saying that a bunch of kids got hurt and they got sued, and so they couldn't keep
the
up.
kids
with it.
crawled near the machines, and then the mom group shot them down.
Yeah,
Those are his exact words.
trying to blame it on the Karens.
Yeah. And then at this point, before the next part, I thought it was really interesting. We get our first motion from Willy. Basically, there's a shot of Nicolas Cage, and he's on the front of the stage, but we're getting camera angle at him with the stage on the side, and you see Willy, and Willy turns his head to look, and then as soon as Nicolas Cage realizes something's there, he turns and looks, and he freezes, and then he stares at it for a second, and then he does later on. He does something with it, but then he walked off.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty funny that he already stares down Willy before anything even happens.
The text goes to show Willy. I'm sorry, not Willy. Nicolas Cage the supply closet. Yeah, and he gives him a shirt. Right, he says, "Welcome to the team. It's official," or whatever. It's a nice shirt.
You're officially on staff.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
officially on staff.
This cash line.
Yeah, this dude's gonna go through
And then
a bunch of
immediately cuts to him putting a chain lock all around the entire door. Just
Which is the only entrance in and out of the building, which I think
weird.
is a fire
Yeah,
hazard.
yeah, right. I never noticed that either.
or
Why?
no, there might be another entrance exit, but I think it also is locked. I think they're locked already from the outside. I think that's the only way they open in and out, but the other ones stay locked. Because I think
guess that's fair,
there's one in the kitchen, but I don't think he ever anticipates trying to go out that way.
Yeah. So then Tex walks to Jed, and he tries to light a cigar, but the cigar doesn't work, so he just tosses it to the
And
side.
then it zooms in, ominous, foreshadowing
that is
that
next
lighter.
to the dumpster.
Yeah, next to the dumpster.
Lighter's next to the dumpster.
I never noticed that. Huh?
They
I
zoom
didn't
in on it for
catch
a good
my
10 seconds. They're
Yeah.
lighter.
That didn't catch my
Didn't catch my attention.
I just noticed right after they throw that, the lights turn on.
Yeah.
I think something like that.
Huh.
And then Tex says to Jed, he's like, "Let's get out of here. I can't stand to hear a grown man scream," which was kind of and then we go back to the trailer park where Liv is being broken out by her friends.
Yeah, there's a bunch of group of kids "Hey, Liv," and they just walk in here's the other 6, what we would assume are protagonists that just randomly show up.
Yeah, so there's Dan, Kathy, Bobby, Chris, and Aaron. And
I
Chris,
couldn't even tell you who
Who is who? Yeah, I don't care about any of them.
Chris is Liv's boyfriend. I know all the lore in your face.
Chris is Liv's boyfriend.
That was the one that wanted.
I thought
Oh,
you wanted
yeah.
to be with her.
It's
Yeah,
the same thing.
because she likes Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
It seemed like I don't know how old she is, so I'm like,
I don't know.
They never talk about
They never
school
talk
or
about
anything. But
Not recording at all.
okay, we're still good.
okay. So they're trying to break Liv out of the handcuffs, right? And the boys are looking around for a key or something like that. And then Kathy just comes with her bobby pin and just picks the lock.
Yes.
What does one of them say when they're looking around? He opens the fridge, right? He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, why did I look in here?"
Yeah, that looks pretty bad.
And then they're looking for. Somebody mentioned the screwdriver.
Yeah,
They have the one black character say, "What are we gonna do with that? Have you never been in handcuffs?"
Bro.
So who wrote this?
That's pretty bad.
That was pretty bad.
And so they get her out. Okay, cool. And then Liv basically says "Hey, before we go to burn down Willy's Wonderland, we have to make sure that the janitor gets out of the building." And so like, okay, cool. And then they all leave.
So, and then I think we immediately get like a close up of him hitting his watch to start his timer on his watch. There was one other keynote that I never, or I think I remembered, but I didn't catch and think about it. But there's one very important piece of like dialogue that happens between Tex and the janitor.
To take breaks.
Yeah, he's like, and make sure you take breaks. He's like, you gotta pace yourself. And so that sets up the entire like how he does things at Willy's.
Yeah.
So again, he like the next scene, it's him pressing like his watch timer to like go ahead and I guess set his intervals of time that he's gonna work versus how he's gonna break, which is super important because he does that the entire rest of the movie.
Checkpoint.
And like at this point, he starts cleaning, and it is like the amount of dirt and grime on everything. Like, is it even possible? I'm like me and Ida are like, is he have an industrial cleaner like that is like that I can get through like the decades of like just
like 3 inches of dirt.
Yeah, like dude, it was insane. Like he was like wiping things. I'm like, there's no way that dirt just came off gonna come off that clean. Then they pan back and it'd be spotless.
The first stove is like from the 50s.
He even like he cleans like a jukebox. He cleans the floors. Like he puts the mop on the floor and just dirt is just spreading everywhere. Like that. I'm like, I don't even know how you even where you start. It's just insane. And then all the animatronics start like actually watching him because like one of the first areas he's mopping is the main stage area, and they're all just like staring at him, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And then we're in the kitchen, and let's see, it's a mess in the kitchen, and he puts his punch soda in the fridge to keep it cold because apparently this place has electricity, right? Enough to cool down a gosh darn fridge, but whatever. And then he gets back to cleaning. Watch beeps, and then it's soda time. In the kitchen for whatever reason, there's a pinball machine.
Yeah. He sees it covered. He can't even tell what it is, but he just like has this stare down interaction with it where he's just like, I know what that is, and then he wipes it and he just starts like rubbing it and like I don't know. It's really weird. It's like a whole like
that was his love life right there. He loves that pinball machine.
So just like you're saying, he checks out the pinball machine. His watch beeps again. More soda, yay! He's cleaning the main dining area, and Willy starts to move in here. And then the lights for the stage turn on. And I think
it's when the ostrich starts moving. Ozzy's the first one that he like steps up. He like steps up to him. He's like,
he like stalks him or whatever.
Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
And he's right behind Nick, right? And Nick like hits him with
and like first of all, when we say it's on Nicolas Cage, like it was on the stage. He's at least like 10 feet from the stage.
He's farther,
and the ostrich literally walked all the way to him. He turns around. He is on the floor standing there. And his first reaction, he kind of looks at it. Yeah, he like pokes it out. He's like hitting it with the broom in his hand. I thought that was pretty funny.
He's not even fazed by it.
And then Ozzy says, "I'm a feast on your face."
Yes. No, I'm going to eat your face. Yeah, I'm going to eat your face.
And then they start beating each other up.
I was like, you thought he would just like...
Yeah. So I think I really like this because this is where it sets apart from a bad movie being like, so bad it's good to actually being a good movie that just is kind of bad at times. But like he's fighting him, right? Like they push each other in punches, and he fights him with the broom. But then like Ozzy gets a good peck at his cheek, which is what you were about to allude to. Why there was tape on his face later. Pecks, and he stops in his tracks. Like it's full broom still, by the way. And he's like bleeding. He has like just a straight cut right across his cheek. And he sees it. He touches it. And he looks. And he goes into like God mode. He just like snaps. He snaps the thing, like the broom, into two pieces. And he like basically uses it like wooden staves. And he's just like, cool, like karate
like
style.
Daredevil, like
he's just like beating the snot out of him. And then he like, and then he's comboing up on him. And he's even like, the ostrich tries to like, do stuff, and he like blocks it with the broom and like hits him with other stuff, and then he ends up like one of the finishings before he actually finishes him. He kneecaps the ostrich, because again it's fairly like, what is that word I'm looking for? Anatomically like correct in that it has little legs, and so he hits him in the knee, which again ostriches have little legs. So he like goes down, he's like, oh, and then he just basically like bashes his head in with the broom. I'm like, what the heck?
Doesn't he like
fatality?
Oh yeah, he grabs his neck,
he pulls it out.
and just like throws it on the ground.
And he like stares at all the other animatronics, right? Like, look what I just did.
It was crazy. It was good.
Oils, yeah, spilled, and then oil spilled all over the clean floor that he just made spotless. Like the floor was spotless, and now there's just oil everywhere. And then he gets a new shirt without washing his hands. He goes back to the closet, no washing hands, no washing face, and grabs another shirt and puts it
How
on.
many shirts are there?
There's enough for him to change every single time.
I think it was like 8, because I think it was like 2 stacks of 4. Because at the end, he didn't get through all of them. I think he grabbed 1, and there was like 2 left or something like that towards the end.
You grabbed a bunch of them.
He did grab a bunch.
It's never ending. It's as many as the plot needs. And then we go to the sheriff's office after this epic showdown, and we get introduced to Evan, who's another cop. I think he's from like the state troop or something like that, because he's asking the sheriff, he's like, why did you need backup today? Like XYZ. And the sheriff's like, over it, right? She's like, shut up. Why do you keep talking?
Yeah.
And
So you're getting overtime. Like, why does it matter?
Double
overtime.
And then she's like, what she say? She's like, we just hope, you see this phone here, that it doesn't ring.
Oh yeah, that's what he's asked. He's like, what are we supposed to do for the whole night? And she's just like,
Because the sheriff's station is the size of maybe like
this room.
this room. Yeah, it's like the size of like a small bedroom. Like, and that's the sheriff's office. Like, he's literally in the front of her desk,
he's just like
and she's like across from him. Like, not even like as if I was sitting 2 feet closer to you. It's like that. And they're just like, so what do we do?
It's more like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that entire scene, I just wrote random police station scene and then went to the next thing.
Yeah,
I was just like,
that's
oh,
all you really
okay.
need.
Yeah, I didn't even note it.
Yeah. And then Nicolas Cage puts Ozzy's body into a trash bag, and he tries to like open the door to take the trash to the dumpster, but the door's locked.
That's when he realizes he's locked in.
He also ends up putting the duct tape on his wound. So like he gets a roll of duct tape and he puts duct tape right across his face, Nelly style from the early 2000s.
Nelly style.
And then the watch beeps, so it's break time. He's cleaning off the pinball machine, and then watch beeps, and it's break time again.
He only finally washes his hands when he grabs the next drink.
Oh, okay.
So he does wash his hands.
He did wash his hands.
And then he's like, okay, cool. It's time to start cleaning the men's restroom. And so just like you're saying, right, this place is filthy. We're
graffiti
talking like,
on walls and mirrors.
Yeah, we're talking like public park restroom filthy. And he just goes with the spray bottle and then it comes off.
I have an issue. Well, okay. It's
Industrial
something I was just
cleaning.
thinking about, but I'll bring it up later.
I put on here, using industrial cleaner to clean walls and grimy toilets ain't no way, because he likes to clean. Like, even the toilets are like yellow, like they're like stained hard, and he just like they're spotless. Like he ends up cleaning them, and then, like the room. Honestly, the bathroom ends up being like spotless, like brand new. Like I've never seen a gas room restroom that clean except
in like 30 minutes.
And Bucky, like 30 minutes.
I was just wondering, had like nobody cleaned it since before he was in there?
They try, but
because like we find on later, Like, did nobody get to the restroom? There's like
Well, maybe they just don't have
Nicolas
Cage's cleaning ability.
Well, that too. But in all fairness, he literally just killed one of the animatronics. I don't think anybody's ever even come close.
That's true.
So he's already made it further than anybody else. So this is probably the longest anybody's actually been in there for a period of time.
And then he hears the music come from the stage. It starts to turn on. And then let's see. So
he goes out to check. Yeah, because he looks and they're doing their little
their dance and whatever, and he like turns the power off, right? Yeah. He like switches the switch, and then he hears a noise from the restroom, and he goes back to the restroom, and on the mirror it's written in like blood or something.
Yeah, where did they get this fresh blood from?
I don't know, but it says it's your birthday.
and then like he like is just like, what the heck? So he starts trying to clean it, and then from like the stalls you hear, hey, let's play hide and seek. And then he like starts looking. He's like, I'm gonna eat your eyes out and feast on your soul.
And Nicholas is like kicking the doors open. Yeah, for each stall.
This is my favorite one. He gets to the last stall, right?
The handicap.
The handicap stall. He opens it. There's nobody there, and it's within frame. You can see the door, and like at least like a foot of what's above the door, like where the top of like the actual like stall is. And I like karate, like the giant gorilla in a giant gorilla suit basically swing kicks Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did he come from? He's like, surprise! He's like, kicks him. And then they go to town. He starts fighting the gorilla. He gets thrown into a stall. Like, he grabs him and throws him into the stall. He comes back out, Nicolas Cage, with a plunger inside.
He puts it on the gorilla.
And then he throws some punches.
Nasty.
I think the gorilla gets a chunk of his side.
Yeah.
So he gets hurt there because he actually grunts. I think we get like an
Yeah.
like I think it's like the only sound he makes the entire movie. And then
Grunts,
somehow he gets a couple good licks in. The gorilla's mouth is biting down on the urinal, and he curb stomps the gorilla into the urinal.
Like a good amount of time, right? It's not just once. He does it like
multiple times, and like again bashes.
I thought he was gonna break the toilet.
He did. He did break the urinal. Yes.
Oh, I thought he didn't.
I think he got the gorilla at first. I think the urinal kind of broke at the end.
Have to rewatch it, I guess.
There we go. We gotta rewatch it.
And then
again,
2 for 2, he completely cleaned a room, and then it got completely like it was bad, like oil everywhere, just oil just spread all out. The window, the mirror's broken now. One of the sinks I think broke too. Like just broke everything.
So after he curb stomps the giant gorilla on the urinal, he goes to change his shirt again and bandages himself with the duct tape.
And then he puts the dismembered gorilla parts in a bag to bring to the front door.
that's crazy.
And he puts it right next
tape
to
on your wounds. He's just like,
and then
that's crazy.
He does the DVD.
Yeah.
And then he stares down Willy. He ends up going back to the front, and he like stares him down again. I'm thinking like, okay, you know these animatronics are coming alive. Why don't you just deal with all of them? And he just stares them down, and just what happens? It beeps, and then he goes ahead and gets another energy drink.
Starts playing the pinball, right?
No, he files his nails with sandpaper before he gets like actual sandpaper. And just like,
Did he wash them? Did we get a wash count?
I don't know.
After the plunger?
I don't think he did.
He was like,
sands them.
yeah, no, he was sanding his nails with sandpaper. I was like, what the heck? And then he starts playing pinball.
And then watch Beeves, soda, whatever, cool. And then this is where the rambunctious teens show up to the building, and they're starting to pour gasoline on the outside of the building, and they're about to light it on fire, but then Liv like stops them, and she says
that guy's in there.
Yeah, we need to get the janitor out.
She's like the only one that cares.
Yeah, everybody else cares.
Yeah, I think even Bobby, he's like, who cares? Like, if he doesn't get out, that's his fault. But like, bro, all the doors are locked. Like, you're in the front. You can see that the front door is locked. Where do you want him to go? That's besides the point. So she goes to the window and she's knocking on it.
Like, hey, you need to get out.
Yeah, she's like, hey, you need to get out. And Nicolas Cage like walks up to it and goes like that, right?
And
he just walks away.
And then he starts cleaning the oven.
He starts cleaning the other thing. And so they just get into an argument about like, oh, we should burn down the building even though he's in there. No, that's not okay. XYZ. Okay, cool. I think it basically gets to the point where Liv is like, hey, I'm going to see if I can find a way inside. Y'all stay out here and look for a way to break the lock so that way we can both get out. So, okay, cool. Nick cleaning the oven. And then we cut to Liv and she's in the air duct. And it's one of those just
giant.
Giant.
Yeah.
Very giant. Like huge.
Like big enough for an animatronic because as she's going through it, already the alligator.
No, yeah, like it peeks its head. It peeks its head around the corner of the air duct. It's like, because it even hears it because Nicolas Cage hears the thud of her getting in.
Yeah, and
then that also triggers it. Pans to the animatronics, and they all like look up.
They look up.
Yeah.
And she like, let's see, does she fall out or does she get like into a?
She falls out. She jumps out because she gets to an air duct that she jumps out of. And what I thought was funny too, it's an animatronic appears in the ducts behind girl. It's the alligator or crocodile. It's
the same.
No, it's not the same thing.
They're different.
It's the alligator.
They're different. Alligators' mouths are shaped like a C. Alligators are crocodiles' mouths are shaped like an A. Alligators are shaped like a C. They're different.
So which one is it? Is it alligator or
it's
crocodile?
An alligator.
Okay, so yeah, I wrote it might be a crocodile, I forgot, and then I go, but it's an animatronic that's an alligator, but it somehow drools, like he's like foaming at the mouth, and like trying to eat her because she basically jumps out of one of the vents, and then
He tries to get her.
He tries to get her. He's like, oh,
and she ends up in some like enchanted forest.
the enchanted forest.
Yeah, and then there's smoke coming out of the vents, right? There's this mist, and the whole room gets like 2 feet of mist or whatever. And then Siren Sarah starts to like come out and like toy with her, basically, right? Like, ooh, I'm over here, psych, bitch, I'm over here, like that kind of.
And she's like the only animatronic that has like an actual like. It's
zone.
just someone wearing like a bobblehead, right?
Yeah.
That's like the whole.
I would say technically the other one, the chameleon, is that way too.
Oh, no, she has like things
She has
on.
a tail.
She has a tail. She has like little hand things. This was just literally a chick with a mask on, like a big old mask.
There was one line that I thought was stupid but kind of funny. It was like one of those like just so dumb lines, but it was pretty funny. It was the guy, and he was like, I guess about to do some drugs, and he's like, oh, what is that? Oh, it's called No Clue. And he's like, oh, how much THC is in that? And he's like, no clue. I was like, I thought that was stupid. It was bad. I was like, somebody thought that was a good.
So I was like, put that in.
This was the only part I will say I did not like, because they made her do like super fast, like just not very good CGI. Like when you're talking about like her moving fast, like she was just like when zooming. I'm not even talking like your typical like scary movie where they just kind of move a little bit quicker than the normal person. Like no, like it's like the flash speed. It's like
She was like shooting in and out.
Yeah, and
It was
then
kind of cool. Some things were cool though, like how she crawled up the wall. Like
but it was.
I don't know how they did it.
No, but it's one of those. There's a line. You can go.
Was that CGI?
Yes. What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe they put it on a thing and they like.
No, it was way too fast.
She's one of the characters where, like, when she's going slow and you really focus on her, you can tell how bad the costume is.
I mean, they're all really bad. They're all really bad costumes. But that was just like extra.
It was impossible speeds. Like speeds, like you're not gonna be able to do that. Like even if it was what's the word I'm looking for? A entity beyond our comprehension, and we were to see it in real life, it still wouldn't move that fast. Like it was moving.
How would you know?
Obnoxiously fast. It was like one of those like it was too fast. It was just fake. It was just really fake.
Oh yeah.
Really
the gorilla was
the gorilla was moving at normal speed.
That was real, right?
That was perfect. Was the gorilla not moving at normal speed?
That's where he draws the line in the movie. He's like, this is where I draw the line.
She was moving like the Flash.
The movie's
she straight up started trying to throw the punches, and she was just like.
He's like, this broke the immersion for me.
It did.
Everything else up to this point was realistic.
Audience, I want you to watch that scene. Look it up. So what is her name? Siren Sarah.
Siren
Sarah.
Right here.
Look how fast she moves. Look, I'm gonna point at it. Where is it usually? Right here?
Right here.
Right here. Right here. Okay. Look how fast she moves. It's past the line where it's so unnatural that it's bad. That's where I thought for me the CGI was bad. There was not very many bad CGI moments because most of it seemed practical, but that was really bad. That was really bad. I would take the drooling alligator looked more realistic than the Flash Siren Sarah. That ended up getting 1v or 2v or 1v2'd and still losing.
So Liv screams or whatever, and then Nicolas Cage and the other teens hear her. So the teens take it upon themselves to like go onto the roof, right, to go check out what's going on.
I'm pretty sure Bobby says to leave her there.
Just Bobby's like, let's leave her
here. Which one's
Bobby?
Is that the black guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two of them, but
there is two of them?
Yes,
the one with the girlfriend.
The other one.
Who's the one with the girl? Bobby's the one with the girlfriend.
His line too was like, man, I'm out of here. He just starts leaving.
He starts leaving, but his girlfriend Kathy starts walking up, but she's wearing like a super mini skirt.
She's a stereotypical slutty character, right?
Yeah, like her cheeks are hanging out, and Bobby's like, no, nobody look, nobody look. And then he goes up there.
He's like 2 or 3 times. He's like, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah, he just never leaves.
He doesn't leave.
He should have left.
For real, he probably would have left.
So then Nick gets to the forest room, and he sees that Liv fell from the ceiling. Or no.
No, she just falls from the ceiling.
She just falls from the ceiling. Yeah. She's on top of him, just...
Yeah, and so, she falls, and...
how she got there.
Yeah.
I think, like, what's the thing's name? Siren Sarah. I think she just like abducted her and just pulled her up into like the tree or something.
Yeah, like pulled her again. Bad CGI. So then, what ends up happening is they're arguing on the roof because after this, as Nicolas Cage is talking to them or whatever, And
Nicolas Cage isn't talking.
Oh yeah, well,
He doesn't talk in
He
this
doesn't talk. He
movie.
just finds her. She's trying to talk to him. She's like constantly like telling him stuff, and he just looks at her.
He walks.
But the
away,
kids are on the roof, and they argue about something, and they end up
not rescuing her.
yeah. And then one of the guys tackles another guy, and it basically caves in the roof, and they all fall in
to the ball pit.
into the ball pit.
Just,
Yeah.
pile drive
Yeah.
through the roof.
Yeah.
And the ball pit. So this is important. The ball pit is essentially in the main dining area.
Yeah,
And when they're there, we can see that Siren Sarah is back on the main stage. Like they show all of the
yeah.
animatronics,
Yeah.
except for the gorilla and the ostrich, and they're all there.
yeah. So then Liv was telling her, I think I
Almost
heard.
the alligators missing.
Yeah, Liv said, I heard her. We need to get out of here. I think I stopped her, but I don't know for how long. They get back to the main stage. The animatronics turn on, and Liv tries to stab the siren. And Nicolas Cage
He
like
grabs
stops
the
her.
knife.
Yeah, like no,
Yeah.
you know, grabs the knife and then like picks her up and like
Yeah.
right. She's like, "What are you doing now?"
Yeah. And then it's Aaron. I know their names are important, but Aaron, not the boyfriend.
the other. Okay.
The one who literally only lives for 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So Aaron like looks towards the front door and sees the 2 trash bags and puts the pieces together, right? That there's like the animatronics that are missing. And so he
Yeah,
realizes
because he said, "Aren't there supposed to be 8?"
yeah, he realizes that Nicolas Cage like destroyed the other 2 and he's like, "Oh, he's a badass" or whatever. And then they like start going to the kitchen for whatever reason, but then Kathy is like points at Bobby, she's like, "Hey, look, the fun room."
Yeah.
And they walk off.
It's pretty bad.
Isn't it his break? No, right?
No,
Oh, he's just
going-
but he's just going and cleaning. But
Yeah.
I wrote here the summary of this whole next 5 minutes is just lore dump.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
Liv is just trying to give this whole background on Willys and like
yeah.
there was a cult of killers, serial killers
They
that
ripped off Five Nights at Freddy's.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for the Lord.
I thought.
Yeah,
well, I
it
thought
was
that.
literally-
I thought that one. I thought or the Five Nights. I thought they were like children. I thought the animatronics were children.
Oh, well, I mean, it's like the same premise. So it's like the owner, William Afton, he was a serial killer.
yeah,
he would
but
kill kids.
all
Yeah,
the
I know,
workers.
but
It's
it's
the workers.
all the work. The Five Nights at Freddy's, it's the kids. This one is the workers. It's like the same thing. They
That's
couldn't.
that's the
they
exact opposite.
They
of
couldn't.
it.
They couldn't. They couldn't steal the whole idea. They couldn't
Shaggy
somehow-
did it better.
Shaggy did not do it better. He did it worse. So basically, yeah, the lore dump is they're serial killers. They got hired by Willy, who's also like basically like terrible
The
person.
original owner.
They were all
original
serial
owner.
killers.
Yeah, and so they would lure families into the fun room, and that's when they would like
The
basically
private party
the
room.
private party room, and that's when they would take them out. Once they kind of figured out, and people started realizing like, hey, Willy smells like dead people. Like we need to
Yeah.
probably figure something out.
I know, right?
Yeah, the like whole SWAT team and state police end up coming in, but she tells them that it was too late. They did like a
Satanic
like a
ritual.
death ritual where they took
With the
themselves-
Kool-Aid, they had the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, where they took themselves out and basically they refer to it as a transfer of energy ritual. So they transferred their spirits to the animatronics like Chucky.
Yeah.
So basically,
So Annabelle. Oh.
yeah,
Annabelle.
and then it reopened with McAdoo, and then it goes through a whole time lapse of McAdoo where his mustache is the same, but his hat is different and his shirts are different. Like he's wearing like regular, like I don't want to say regular, but like just kind of casual, normal clothes, and then gradually over time he turns more Texan, like with the hat and the bolo ties. But I say reopen with McAdoo, and then but they said once they opened it, everything went wrong.
Yeah,
The
they're
animatronics-
pretty much killing still.
yeah, the animatronics were still taking out people, and like kids were going missing. And then they believe that the town made a deal with Willy and
So they don't say that until later.
no. That's what she says. They believe that they
Yeah,
made a
so
deal
I
with
thought it
Willy and
was
the whole
like-
town.
These backwards
They made a deal with them.
back kicks or something.
Yeah,
Backwood
yeah,
inbred.
Backwood inbreds. Yeah, made a deal with the.
Yeah, like that's just her assumption. They don't outright
Oh,
say
yeah.
it there, but that's what she says, which I think is
It's actually-
fairly common
Oh, you know,
knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I put other girl and boyfriend go to fun room because they didn't actually go to the fun room. They just pointed it out, and then now they go.
Now they go into the fun room, yeah, and
And then Cage.
it's just your typical like
Sexy,
ooh, yeah.
I put Cage doesn't care for Lorda. And then they hear the
Right.
song again. It's your birthday. No, they don't. It's
They
not.
go-
It's your birthday. It's 6 little chickens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the rambunctious teens minus Bobby and Kathy go back to the center stage with Nicolas Cage because they're singing or whatever, and it's the little chicky song. and it's
How did
exactly.
it go? Y'all
The only-
remember it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember how it goes, but it's like six little chickens at the end of the road.
There we go,
It's
there
the
it is.
chicken at the end of the road. He's like really jazzed.
Yeah. And it is Willy. He's getting all into it, and then he goes, "Whoops! 5 little chickies at the end of the road."
And then Nighty Night,
Yeah.
the Night, which is he's the only like regular thing as an animatronic because he's like just a giant knight with a big old Yosemite Sam orange mustache, basically colossal swords. One of the kids just, and he's just like, oh, like Nighty Night was the goat. And then when I first watched it, I was like, man, Nighty Night has
Is
like
that his
the,
name?
Nighty Night.
you know what he looks like? He looks like Swedish Chef with the night costume. That's what he looks like. He looks like Swedish Chef.
That's funny.
The blood looks so bad in this, by the way.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's like chamoy looking blood.
Chamoy looking blood. Yeah, it does look like chamoy blood.
And then Liv tells the others, right, like, "Oh, we have to leave." But then what happens?
Oh yeah.
And then
Nicolas Cage just literally walks off and goes to drink his thing and play pinball.
he knows his labor laws.
True.
He's filling up that pinball.
Yeah,
He
for
really
real.
is. And then so we come back to wait. Do we have? Yes. Okay. So Liv tells everybody to run away. Okay, cool. Soda time, pinball, and then Kathy and Bobby are doing it. Okay, cool. But in the corner, right of the room, it's Artie the alligator.
He's
And he's
just
just like
looking
that.
at him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what is one of them?
Doesn't he have a beret? Isn't he like French?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's why he's called Artie. He's
Yeah.
I think it's Kathy. She says like, was that thing there the whole time? And he
The guy's like, I don't care. He's
Yeah,
like,
Bobby like looks at it, he's like, they're like everywhere. They're all over the walls.
he's
like,
like,
Can we go back to the fact that I thought this is made it a point, like really point out that these characters are pointless. That their whole shtick at the beginning, including this guy Bobby himself, we do not need to be here. Let's get out of here. And he's like, no, we're staying. What's going on? Everything's going on. You were the one that wanted to leave, and you're like, nah.
It's the fun room.
yeah, it's the fun room. He's in the fun room. He's having fun in the fun room.
That's so
Did
bad.
we skip the strobe light kill sequence? Or did
No, it comes up
not
next.
yet,
It comes
not
up
yet.
next.
The strobe light, I think, is
It's during this.
alien,
It's,
right?
yeah.
Oh no.
it's before them.
Dan.
It's before them because they get taken before these two.
Right.
So then all the teens, they split up, they scatter like roaches, and then Liv is basically being attacked by the night, right? Like boom, boom, that kind of stuff. Chris goes into some odd arcade room, and then Dan, this is where he goes into like some other fucking room, and there's like a strobe light the whole time. It's like an epilepsy warning.
In the background.
Oh man, all sorts of copyright strikes for this.
I'm gonna mute it right now.
Cuter sandstone.
And then Chris is apparently the only one who has a cell phone because he calls the cops.
Oh yeah, I
And,
never thought about that.
The
Now they have
sheriff.
internet.
Yeah, now they have internet. Now they have internet.
Telephone service and internet are two different things.
Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Wi-Fi and
Gotta
telephone
connect-
service are two different
Gotta
things.
connect the ATM on the hotspot.
Yeah.
So he calls the cops, and it's the sheriff's office, and he tells the sheriff that he's at Willy's, and she hangs up immediately,
know,
right? And she's like, it's a prank call, and Evan's like, bro, like, what the heck?
You're like,
what
that's
if
what you
somebody
said.
tells-
You said.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
And the phone keeps ringing, and Evan's like, bruh, what the hell? And then Lund changes her mind. She's like,
No,
fine.
she goes. She.
There's a
he
voicemail
answers-
that's left.
No, she answers in, but she said, "Hey, Liv's here with us," and
No,
that's
there's a
what she's doing.
voicemail. There's a voice. It doesn't answer, and he says lives here in the voicemail, and then she picks it up.
And she said she's on her way. Or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
before she's like, they made their bed, they have to lie. in it.
Yeah,
You're right.
And then she hangs up, and then she's on her way.
Yeah.
She never says she's on her way. She just goes on her way.
So we're back into the room with Dan, and it's Siren Sarah, and it's like, wow.
Who's the other one? The alligator, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. There's like
basically,
toys with him, which is like weird because the alligator is in this room and
That's his power.
he's in
He
the
has-
strobe light room
Because he's an alligator and a
in the-
crocodile. He's both.
Oh my
See?
and in the fun room. Okay, whatever. And so Siren Sarah picks Dan up and throws him into like a foam
pit
cube
thing,
or
yeah.
whatever, and then that's where
They just eat him
yeah.
alive, I guess, right?
I put that it's Tito that eats him.
Oh, it is
It's
Tito.
Tito, it is Tito, yeah, Tito.
Yeah. That makes
Okay.
sense now. That makes a lot of sense.
So it's Tito, the turtle.
So the alligator doesn't have
Tortuga.
any special
Tito
abilities.
That eat. Well,
He just
yeah,
foams at
actually,
the alligator
I
foams
think-
at the mouth.
I think the alligator has super speed, but we'll get into that later.
He has the
Just
power
like the
to
siren.
Yeah,
Just like the siren,
Just like
yeah.
the siren. See? Realistic.
And then, so then Dan gets eaten by the turtle. And then we go back to Nick, and he hears Dan scream, but he's like, whatever, cool. And then the watch peeps, and he's like, okay, I guess break time's over, whatever. And then we cut outside to Liv, and she's getting the shit beat out of her by Nighty Night still. Right? Like he has her on the ground, he's like kicking her or whatever. And then we just see this sword come and cut the knife in half, right?
Yeah, because of it half. Because it's it's Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Saves the day again.
So is that like a real sword or like what? Like
I don't know.
Where did he get
yeah, it was like it was a nice sword, but like it was like cardboard. But it's not like why would they have a real sword at like a kid's like like and they have an animatronic hold it
Why didn't Liv or Nick pick it up once they realized that it?
Nick did pick it up
Well, yes, but why did they just leave it there? They never we never see the sword again.
because that's not for that boss fight. So it's not
Oh,
for that boss.
okay.
You can't use it anymore.
But Liv like saw the whole thing, right? Like, oh, he actually did kill them. Okay, cool. And then we go back to the fun room. Artie is still like staring at these two kids doing the nasty.
With his beret.
With his beret. And then I think like they see it move, right? A little bit. And Bobby's like, oh, what the heck? And then it moved or whatever. And then the freaking alligator comes and starts eating Bobby while they're doing
Yeah, it's crazy.
Thank God, he deserved it.
Yeah.
He should have followed his own.
Yeah, honestly.
And he's just like,
Got
Yeah,
him
he gets eaten alive. And then Kathy tries to leave, but the door's locked, so she can't get out. So this is why I think Artie has super speed, is because we see Nicolas Cage and Liv coming from the hallway, and we hear they're like 10 feet away from the door, and we hear Kathy scream, and Nicolas Cage kicks the door down.
And she's already dead.
She's already dead and mutilated, so she has super speed.
And he's not in there anymore, right?
No, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, you're right.
He is in there, because then, let's see. Yeah, and then Nicolas Cage starts to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, and he like splits his jaw open.
Yeah, they're like having this epic fight, and he like does the what is it like King Kong right
Yeah.
in that movie where he rips the dinosaur's jaw open.
Yeah, I just haven't noted it's Nicolas Cage, once again, the only redeeming quality.
Yeah.
Saving the day again.
He does what he does.
And then Liv like watches as she doesn't care about her two dead
I know.
friends.
yeah. She was like in awe. She was like,
Yeah, and then she says sorry, and then
Yeah,
sorry.
and then walk out of the room.
Yeah, it was bad. Like
I thought that was very funny. I think the delivery was perfect.
And then we cut to Chris, and Cammy the chameleon is walking into the room, and she's saying all this garbage, right? About like I'm not like them. They forced me to be evil.
she's
It's like they forced
bullied
me.
me.
To,
I don't know if I saw it in this scene. I think it was, maybe in this scene, but later. But I thought it was really cool that they did actually have her change colors on her faces.
Oh, yeah, no,
I know
yeah,
they do it
yeah.
later. I don't
Yeah.
know about here.
I think they did.
That's
I
very
think
cool.
in this scene it happened
Yeah.
a little bit.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, no, I'll tell. And it was like, please help me go to the afterlife. I'll tell you everything. I know what it's like on the other side. I'm like, bro, why do you want to know about that stuff?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, really?
Yeah,
Really?
It's over. It's like really.
Yeah, really? I'm not gonna hurt you, I promise. Really? That's ignorant.
That's
Your
ignorant.
friend get killed?
Yeah, I know.
And then we get to the cops, and they're driving to Willy's, and then this is where the sheriff, she gives her version, like
The
the
Lord Dump.
Lord Dump 2.0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2.0, like Lord Dump. Yeah.
Like,
So it's like the same thing, pretty much. It says the same thing, except
Well,
with the additions
of
Yeah.
why they had to do what they
of
did.
why. Yeah, because I don't.
No, they had to. So they had to make a deal because when they thought when they
tried.
when they closed it down and they reopened it and it was an issue, they thought, okay, well, let's just close it and let's just tear it down. But it was problematic. Oh no,
the contractor
escaped.
because
they
tried
to get the demolition. They tried to
Well, they were
demolish it.
They were gonna demo it, but they first just thought, let's just close it and it'll be fine. It'll rot. But then they would escape at night and
I think they demoed it first.
No, they ate the people first because
they demoed it first, and then they realized they couldn't demo it because they killed the family. They're like, then we'll just close it because we can't demo it.
Yeah.
Then they came out.
Yeah.
And they started eating people in the town. And then they're like, okay, now we got to make someone a sacrifice. So we got to do sacrifice.
So
they didn't just kill them. Like,
I don't know.
I could have just.
Then you wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe they're just super strong.
Well, yeah, that was the thing too. Was like, yeah, that they're too strong of like beings, and they would or they couldn't maybe get all of them. Their fear was they couldn't get all of them. If one escaped, they knew they had the power to take out any of them. Like they were like cunning, and they were able to, you know, they're animatronics. You know,
not as cunning as Nicolas Cage though.
That's brute force.
Have you ever seen Fozzie Bear? What is his name? Fozzie Fred Bear walk out of the
Freddy
little
Fozzie Fred Bear.
Have you ever seen him walk out of the casino?
There's also when we find out like where the sheriff got Liv from, which is foreshadowing.
Oh yeah. It shows that that's his daughter.
The little girl at the beginning of the movie that we saw watch her parents die is Liv,
and that was the girl that she found, and she wanted to take care of her because she felt like it was different, right? Like
essentially adopting her.
Yeah.
We also get text hitting you're officially on staff.
To everybody.
Hired. Yeah, they made a deal so that they wouldn't come out to get the townspeople anymore. So that was their like offering.
Yeah, they were offering every so often.
Yeah, and they even said like, would you try to pick drifters and all these like
people who won't be missed?
Yeah.
And then so we come back to the restaurant. Liv walks into the room with Chris and Cammy. And Cammy basically like extends her chameleon tongue and
snaps the guy's neck, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Because at first they're like, "No, what are you doing?" And then that's when she like, "Oh no, it's okay. She's good."
Yeah.
And then
the neck snap.
And then so I actually really like this part. So Nicolas Cage and Liv both see this, right? And Nick has his freaking arms up. He's like ready to go fisticuffs with this giant ass lizard, right?
Chameleon.
Chameleons are lizards. And
they're different.
No, they're different. Yeah, they're different. One has a C shape. One
eyes go like this.
And then we hear. And so he gives like his shape.
He looks at it.
The one he took from Liv, he gives it back to her.
He looked at his watch and he's just like. Like he kind of has to think about it. He's like, "It's break time."
You
got the priorities. Yeah, you got to be.
And she like looks like.
Yeah.
What? And so he basically makes Liv go 1-on-1 with the chameleon. Again, she has to go 1v1 with a giant animatronic.
She's done that 3 times already, right?
2 times.
2 times.
She did it with the siren. She did it with the knife.
Oh, yeah. I don't count the siren one. She didn't go 1-on-1. She just got lucky.
And then Nick walks out.
He just walks out. He just literally walks out of the room in the arcade, and then they have to hit. And they're duking it out. She's actually keeping
she
up,
gets a few stabs in there.
A few stabs in on an animatronic. Like that with the little knife that's like this big. It's like that big.
And then Nick comes back from his break and starts beating the.
Well, no, he does some pinball. He's showing him doing his
he's getting more into
it. He's like whipping his hair.
There's like a part. I think it's this one or it's the next one.
It's the final one.
Where it looks like he's tripping on acid.
Yeah, it's like his song. His like song.
I swear to God, he's like nearly thrusting it.
Yeah.
We'll get to that because I like that scene. Okay, so he's doing it, and then he beeps again. He drinks a soda, crushes it. And by the way, every time he drinks a soda and his shifts over when it beeps again, he crushes the can and tosses it into a trash can, and they just pile up with all these cans. But important to note, he grabs a bunch of like tubing like on his shoulder and walks towards there. And then ends up like basically, I think homie's keeping up with the siren pretty well, but then the siren like is getting Cammy and the tongue is about to come out again to get her, but like she can't extend it. She's like stuck, and then it shows that he's basically got her roped with that tubing
by the neck or whatever.
Yeah, and then he ends up like
he drags her into the hallway and starts walking, and we see the siren and the turtle. Yeah, and he just he punches both of them and
he still keeps dragging her, right? Yeah. And then that's when the cop comes in.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Put her down." It's like, what?
No, I thought they'd take out the chameleon.
Not yet.
Yeah. She's like, "Put her down, untie her."
Yeah, something like that.
She got like her shotgun out.
Yeah, she's like, "What?"
She got long legs at gunpoint. Like,
She got long legs.
And she
Let me.
and she's like, basically pulls the gun out on Nick, is pointing it at him, and she goes to talk to Willy. She's like, "No, he's not with us. He doesn't speak for
She
the
like
whole town."
apologized.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
They
bro.
called him a prick or something.
Yeah.
Like,
And yeah, she's basically saying like, "Evan, get and live," and Liv's
And
like,
Liv.
"I don't want to leave without the janitor," and she's like, "Too f***ing bad," and drags her out. And she handcuffs Nicolas Cage right at this point.
handcuffs him.
And so his hands are behind his back or whatever. And then as they're dragging Liv out of the building, she says the line, "They're not trapped in here with him," or "He's not trapped in here with them.
They're trapped in here with him. Yeah.
Freaking stole that from Watchmen, from Rorschach.
Rorschach. It was a prison scene, right? Where he's in prison.
I'm not trapped in here. You're trapped in here with me.
what a great line.
That's a great line.
That was a great line.
And then the sheriff basically goes back to says to Evan to take Liv back to the office. Okay, whatever. And yeah, so then we see we're in the main dining area, and in walk Cammy and Sarah, and they see that Nicholas basically has his hands behind or whatever, and he like, let's see.
Oh, he turns on a jukebox.
Yeah, he
He puts on his head,
Yeah.
shoulders, knees, and toes. That's the word. He starts doing like a
So
boot
play
scoot
it.
kind of dance, right?
Play it right now.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna copyright shot.
Who has copyright to head, shoulders, knees, and toes?
Someone
Somebody.
does.
This video
If
getting
it's
out.
the
Who?
if
It's the
it's
Wiggles,
the
the
Wiggles.
Maybe they'll get on the podcast.
Look at that.
Yeah, the colored shirts.
Oh, I'm a yo gabba gabba gabba.
Yo, Gabba. I'm more of a boba kind of guy. Get those Japanese subtitles off me. You ever seen that? That's a good episode.
That's the next review.
That's the next review.
That's the next review.
The entire series.
The entire series.
So Liv is saying that she has to go back. She's in the cop car with Evan. She's saying that she has to go back.
As they're driving, right there.
As they're driving
off.
away, yeah.
And
And then she basically like chews him out, right? Like, "You're a good for nothing man for letting him be there. You're a
Yeah.
sucky cop."
You're
all these
basically,
other
oh yeah, and
things.
he's like, what are you even arresting me for? He's like, oh, I got you for trespassing, breaking and entering, and all this stuff. And she's like, well, what does that make you? You left him to die. You're an
Yeah, you're
accessory.
complicit.
And yeah, you're complicit. And he's like, oh, he like says an existential crisis, and he stops. Shut up. Just let me think. And then
And then we get the turtle
turtle
hand.
hand. yeah, and he's like, hola, I can just rinse him out.
The cop's right about the plot twist. He's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna do the right thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right when he does that, the freaking turtle.
By the
comes
way,
out.
the what is it? Tito Tortuga. He only speaks in Spanish, and I'm pretty sure they got the.
He speaks like half Spanish.
He's the.
He says all the bad words.
Yeah, he says all the bad words.
He straight up like they got the voiceover actor from if you've ever seen like any movies and like on all the Spanish channels like Telemundo and stuff, and he's like hola, and so like
Yeah.
he's just hola, and just start rinsing him out and like beats him up a little bit, and then I think what does Liv get? She gets like
The
a
shotgun.
She gets a shotgun, and instead of shooting him,
She tries to, but there's no.
Oh yeah,
Ammo,
she tries to
ammo,
shoot it. And he's like,
ammo.
oh,
She has the keys, and
Oh,
she has
you're
the
right,
keys and the.
you're right,
he has
because
ammo,
he tosses the keys into
Yeah.
the wilderness.
yeah. And he says, oh,
And she starts beating him with the shotgun.
Gun. And then he
He's
hits
like,
it.
"Oh,
She
my
hits it.
ball."
Yeah, it hits him in the crotch, and you're just like, oh, no mas, no mas.
Yeah.
That
Give me those keys.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
was my favorite line.
That was the worst.
No mas,
That's-
no mas,
that's the
no
worst.
And then we go back to Nicolas Cage, and he basically is like beating the crap out of the siren.
Well, he like when he goes after him, he like
he has her
headbutts
by
him. He like
yeah.
headbutts him,
and he shoulder checks
checks
one of
him.
them. Yeah,
And
and then
he already has her between like his thighs, right?
He takes- no,
he's,
yeah.
gonna crush
I
her
don't- what does he
into,
do that takes the chameleon out early? Like she's down for a while. Like he
He
knocks
just
her down.
he headbutts
Yeah,
the
but
chameleon.
yeah, she got-
He headbutts the
okay.
chameleon, and then he has the siren between like his legs,
legs,
and,
and he's choking her
yeah,
out.
and like I guess he chokes her out or something, snaps her neck.
Yeah, he ended
Yeah.
up like snapping her.
Yeah, and then he breaks out of the handcuffs.
Yeah.
It's not even handcuffs; it's a zip tie.
Yeah.
He breaks the zip tie, which like I guess all right, and then he
uses let's see, and then he
just snaps the neck.
He
I think
snaps
he just
her
snaps
neck.
her neck. He just snaps the chameleon's neck.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
And then we cut to Sheriff Lund, and she's sleeping in the truck outside, and Nicolas Cage puts the bots in body bags.
Oh
And
yeah.
jump.
He gets a new
finally
shirt.
jumps him out. Yeah, this
Gets
is
a new shirt, and then he starts to clean, And then he also covers the teens' bodies with like the tablecloth, like the party tablecloth or whatever.
The burial thing.
And then let's see. So
he dumps the bodies outside, and she gets
like, mad.
She gets mad. Why can't you just die?
Yeah. I have entire restaurants spot.
Yeah, he cleans
the whole thing.
place.
Spotless.
There's like a timeline.
Yeah, he cleans like the whole thing.
It is spotless.
Oh yeah, no, he cleans the whole thing, and then he takes the bodies outside to throw in the dumpster.
Yes.
And then she's like, "Why can't you die?" And then she sends him back in there with the shotgun.
And then she's like, "Willy, come get your dinner." And then Willy disappears behind her, and just like basically like.
He cuts her in half. Like what? He just cuts her in half.
Like one swing.
Yeah. Like, bro.
And then let's see. Willy throws Nicolas Cage, and he hits the birthday button, right? So all the confetti comes down from the fucking ceiling, and there's a whole bunch of it because it's there for the rest of the movie. Just falling.
Like 2 pieces.
Yeah, dead.
And so Willy starts to beat the crap out of Nicolas Cage, right? And then let's see.
Oh, we missed a pinball scene, the final one.
Oh no!
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
he stops mid-fight.
No, it happens sometime while he's cleaning. I think it happens after
Chameleon.
Yeah, it happens after that.
Oh, that's right.
It's after the timeline.
Yeah, So before the whole Willy fight and all that. Yeah, he does a pinball scene one more time, and he does all that.
He has like a dance number while he's like doing this.
He's going
crazy.
Yeah. And then he hits the high score, right? He gets it to where it goes over 999, and so it hits to the negatives. Like it can't say anymore or get any more scores, so it has to
prestige.
It glitches the machine.
He beat it.
It glitches the machine.
And so Nicolas Cage gets beaten up, put into the ball pit, right? And then Willy's like walking away or whatever. And then do we see? Let's see. Ahab comes out of the ball pit and gets his soda in a bag.
Yeah, that's where he goes into the kitchen and he bags the soda and uses it like as a mace.
Yeah, I thought this was really cool.
He ties up the broomsticks, and makes it like a staff, I guess.
Yeah,
like
but I thought it was funny that he used the staff as the blocking and then the mace as the attack. So he was like beating Willy with basically like 6 aluminum cans of this energy
punch.
Yeah.
I like how lore-wise, I don't know, Nicolas Cage gotta have like superpowers.
Yeah, I thought he
Willy was beating his ass, and then Willy walks away and he just gets up like nothing.
Yeah, he gets up.
He's the main character.
It's the drinks.
He's the janitor.
So he's just like you're saying, right? It's the epic final showdown where Nicolas Cage is beating up Willy or whatever, and then he gets like Willy down to his knees, right? And then he like rips off
his head,
animatronic's head.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Pretty good fight scene. And then the sports car is outside making donuts.
Oh yeah, Jed,
yeah. What does he say? He goes,
he's like, that is a fun ride.
Yeah, something like that to Tex, who's also outside. And then we get a shot of the trash bags in the dumpster.
They're wiggling and
there's a little eyeball that we see.
Oh yeah.
It's the siren.
And Tex and Jed are talking about nothing, whatever. And then they open up the doors, right? And they see, Tex sees that the place is like spotless.
He's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then Q, my favorite part of the movie is when they play Freebird. And it starts changing into his clothes. It's the only like song that's like copyright that they have to like pay for. But it's really cool.
That's where the budget
I mean, if you think about it, it's really cool. It's this moment. He's free. He's literally survived and he worked his debt off. And so he's free as a bird, so he's coming out.
Ooh!
Yeah, the leather jacket, the sunglasses.
He got the Ghost Rider outfit.
That's why. That's why it makes sense now. He's Ghost Rider. He's Ghost Rider.
That's so bad. And then we get more shots of the siren. She's outside of the dumpster. She sees the gasoline and the lighter. The lighter that was put there at the beginning of the movie next to the dumpster. She sees it. And then
she kind of like scampers off.
Yeah, she scampers off, whatever. Nick comes from the back.
Gets his keys.
And then like Tex just basically like looks at him and he just extends his hand out.
Yeah.
And Tex is like, dang it.
It's like, I wanted that car.
Yeah. And then Nicolas Cage walks out and he sees Liv walking from like down the street or whatever the heck.
Yeah, did we ever see Liv escape? I didn't know.
Yeah,
She just beats him with the shot. She just beats.
I mean,
The turtle with the
he
shotgun,
basically
yeah.
tapped
Oh,
out.
I
Yeah.
forgot the cop drove her
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, he tapped out. He was like, no boss, no
Yeah,
boss.
and then she just walked back, I guess.
And then she gets into the car with Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
and he like stares at her with the whole
Not even like,
grumpy
yeah, not
cat
even,
face.
yeah, not even like, doesn't even question it. He just takes
He's just
out.
like, yeah.
He burns out. Not even takes out. He burns out.
Freebird's still playing.
Freebird's still playing at this time. Yeah, Freebird's still playing.
And then Tex and Jed walk out of the restaurant, and they're like, "Oh, it's finally over. Maybe I'll actually reopen the
place.
restaurant or whatever."
And what did he say?
Give me
What was
one of
it?
the mechanicals, one of those mechanical bulls.
Yeah.
Gimmick. What is
They
it?
come
What do we
with
call
some
it?
name for it.
Texas treats or something like
Text
that.
her for
Texas
Yeah,
turd,
Texas
Texas turd, Texas
It's
turd.
like, yeah, I like that. But you need a gimmick.
Yeah.
Get a mechanical bull. Bring all the customers in.
Yeah. Stupid.
So, yeah, because customers are gonna go for a mechanical bull.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't run
In
a bar.
Hayville.
And then we get the surprise, right? The siren. She put gasoline, whatever, the fucking
In the exhaust
the
pipe.
exhaust pipe or the gas pipe or whatever, and she lights it on fire. So when they turn on the car, the whole thing
Stupid.
And what did she say? She's
Enjoy your stay at
like,
Willy's.
Enjoy stay at Willy's. And she kills herself too,
Yeah.
basically. Because
She just flies to your fly.
Yeah, her blows up. She blows up.
Yeah. Yeah, she just flies off on the screen.
I was too focused on like the actual
It was bad.
flame animation.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
And then as that blows up, they show that in like 3 different angles, and then it shows the janitor Nicolas Cage driving off and him seeing it in the rearview mirror. And it's huge. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a giant
it's like a
explosion,
nuclear
yeah.
explosion, like fallout. It's basically fallout.
Like
of
his
the
glasses have like
Yeah.
fire.
Oh,
pretty
it's
funny.
bad.
And then I think we get like a beep right on his watch or
Yeah,
something because he reaches
oh,
for
yeah,
the
the
soda.
soda.
And he starts drinking. No, he drinks a little bit of it.
No, he's about to.
No, he does. He does drink a little bit. He drinks, and then he looks, and he's like, "Oh, you're probably thirsty." So he's just like,
He gives
Yeah.
him to live.
and then she was just 2 hands. She's like,
Yeah.
Drinks
like it's
it.
cocoa. She's
Yeah.
like,
And then we see the turtle on the road.
Yeah.
And
And
he's-
he straight up punches it. He pushes it harder. And
That was bad.
what did he say?
He's like,
He said,
"I
"I ching out."
I ching out.
And he like, hits him and he blows up too.
And then the roadster. Wrong movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought they were gonna do like a plot twist where like the turtle kills him or whatever, but no.
No, the
He
turtle.
was
guy.
just-
That would have been bad. That would have made it. That would have made it a 0 out of 10 movie. It would have taken it from a 9 to a 0.
And then the movie ends.
That's released. And then I breathe.
Yeah, you get like a little Willy animation at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like the
cartoon, right?
yeah. It looks like Porker Pig is
Oh
that
yeah,
from the
Porky
Looney
Pig.
Tunes?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Willy's Wonderland.
It's actually a really bad movie. Now that we're talking
The
about
art
it,
style is really. I appreciate the art.
it was cool. It was cool. Really bad movie.
Closing thoughts,
Really
Adam.
good.
What did you think?
It's a really good movie. Besides that one CGI scene that
Oh.
during the break I showed them, and even Mito like stood up and was like, "Yeah, no, that was pretty bad." Like she moved kind of okay, maybe one time,
That was
but then the second time she was the Flash, and I'm like, "That's not. You can't. You're taking me out of the realism."
the realism. You're taking me out of the realism. That out of all that stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like
Out of
that.
this, you didn't-
Yeah, out of the realism. I can believe everything else is believable. Every single piece, every single one, everything except for that.
even the chameleon with the tongue.
Yeah, it's an animatronic.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Robots can't move that fast.
I don't know.
Five Nights
I've
at
never-
Freddy's didn't have a bad scene like that.
Yes, it did. All of it. It was the whole movie. The entire thing was a meme.
It was pretty bad. They were both pretty bad.
But Willy's was better.
Willy's was better.
It was better.
That I will say, yeah. Even like because Five Nights at Freddy's came out last October,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I hadn't seen Willy's since we first saw it. So even like that gap in time, I still agree that Five Nights at Freddy's was pretty bad and Willy's is better. Anyways, closing thoughts, Justin.
It's pretty bad, but it's pretty good. I still like it. I mean, same thing. It's one of those movies that's like so bad it doesn't take itself seriously. It's really stupid, but
Mhm.
I like it. Sometimes you just want to watch something that's really stupid, and that's
Yeah.
it. And you just want to see Nicolas Cage be a badass, I guess. So
He's a national treasure.
he's a national treasure.
Yeah.
He said
2.
Closing thoughts, Jordan.
I will say, I used to be a Nicolas Cage hater, and this movie actually, I gained some respect for him.
Yeah?
He carried this
How
movie.
you gonna be a
greatly.
Nicolas Cage hater? What is
You said not after this movie.
everything?
This was his star
You
role.
didn't like him in Long Legs?
He was good at long legs. He was pretty good at long
Oh,
legs.
I like Long Legs.
You didn't like him in Con Air?
Never seen.
I've
You
never
know,
seen
watch
Con
Con
Air.
Air. We
No,
watched
no,
it. It's like great '90s action movie where he's also like badass, and he like just basically takes out an entire airplane full of cons. Just watch it. Just watch it.
We'll
It's
watch.
'90s. It's '90s plot.
90s.
Were we talking about how bad the '90s was?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, the plot was
He said
bad.
that.
But Nicolas Cage is
See,
good.
I think that's how I feel about Nicolas Cage movies.
He's in
Like the
bad.
plot's bad, but
He's in good.
He's a badass.
He's a Ghost Rider. You know that.
That's true.
I like Ghost Rider. I haven't seen it in like 12
haven't
years.
It was pretty cool.
I'm sticking with the 5 out of 10. I think it's again worth watching. I'm neutral on it. I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Without Nicolas Cage, I don't.
Honestly,
It doesn't
I feel
matter.
like you might be right. Honestly, he did kind of carry the movie. I probably would have been like, "This is stupid" if it wasn't Nicolas Cage.
Like he made it interesting.
Yeah.
And, he was the focal point of most of
Yeah,
it anyway. So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he is the guy.
He's
So,
the guy. He's
I mean,
that guy.
I enjoyed it again more than the last movie.
So would you say that what's his name? Shaggy carried Five Nights at Freddy? Shaggy carried Five Nights.
He doesn't really do
I think-
much. I feel like
And he
doesn't
still
do
carried.
much.
He was only in the movie for like 5
The
minutes.
thing is, Nicolas Cage is like he's a 9 out of 10, but like the rest of the characters are a good like 1 out of 10.
Yeah, but they're not important, so that's.
But
okay.
I feel like Five Nights. We'll get this is a
Yeah, like
this
this is a whole
this
video.
is a
that's
3-on-1 separate video.
Yeah.
Closing, or did you have anything else, or is that it?
Take an orange filter off the damn movie.
Yeah, that's
That's
okay.
all I
I will.
think.
Yeah, it was a little bit. Yeah,
It would have been a
Yeah.
7 out of 10
Yeah.
without that damn filter.
Yeah, the filter was pretty bad.
That's fair. That's fair. Closing thoughts for myself. It's whatever. I feel like it's one of those that like it's really good the first time you watch it. Oh, have you seen this movie before? Oh, and then after that, it's just kind of. But those are just my thoughts. Again, if you disagree, go ahead and leave a comment below, letting us know why I'm wrong. But until then, we're gonna go ahead and get ready for our next episode. Adam, what's the next movie we're gonna watch? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go get ahead and get ready for the next time. The next movie is Jordan's pick. Jordan, what are we watching next?
We're doing Five Nights at Freddy's.
You gotta do the comparison vid now.
All right.
Y'all are gonna realize how good it is.
Okay, we're gonna watch Five Nights at Freddy's next. So go ahead if you haven't done so already, like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. It'll really help us out. We really appreciate it. But until then, I hope you all have a nice day. See y'all then. Bye.